the same time, it's really important we talk about it because there's a lot at stake in terms of the Web3 gaming world and the ethics and all the different chains and things and how they interact with each other. And it's definitely worth talking about. So yeah, how you going today, man?
I am good, tired, but very, very good. Always. Oh, I just put the thing on. No, I'm good, man. I'm really excited to have this conversation. I'll be completely transparent. I've been busy. I haven't looked at any of these topics. You put them all up, so massive shout out to you for keeping this up and running. But yeah, excited to just have off the cuff thoughts on all of these things.
It's right. It's right. They're good ones today. All right. So let's jump straight into it. I forgot to set up the sharing screen earlier. Hold on.
No, it's fine.
There we go. And the first one is the new alpha discs.
Yeah, this is sick. Yeah,
I think this looks great. I have no idea if they're going to go through and retroactively make the Wave 1 alphas look like this, like in the back end or whatever. I hope they do, but at the same time, maybe not. But I think this is what they should have been for Wave 1. I was a little bit surprised that they didn't go too crazy different with them. And I know there's stuff in the future that meant that I had to consider certain things, but no, this looks fantastic. I think it looks great. How's it going, Simon?
Yeah, no, I think it's sick, man. Yeah, I think there were plans on making it different, and like there were a whole bunch of things that were thought of originally. But yes, I'm very excited and very happy to see a unique disc for alphas. I think it makes sense, right? It makes sense.
Yeah,
and I love
the little notches. I love the little notches at the top. I think that's the perfect amount of subtlety.
Yeah, I mean the bottom ones have them too, right?
You know, but the notches at the top signify the wave.
Oh,
so Wave 1 had one notch, and Wave 2 has 2 notches, and
dude,
so on.
I had no idea.
Yes,
that's so smart. Yeah. That's sick. I love that. And the next one will have 3. That is sick. I love that. That is sick.
And the idea, I'm pretty sure this is public. Should I say it? The idea is for like set 2, they're going to be different colors, or they're going to be changed in some way, but making sure that all of set 1 looks consistent with the purple and the subtle change in the notches and stuff.
Potentially. But yes, yeah. I think that's sick. And the notches are always going to be the way. That's incredible. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that's really cool. Really great design.
The art team always comes through. They always do.
Always.
All right, the next leaks we've got to look at is all of this stuff. Now, we're going to get... we're a little bit behind here because Showcase just came out right before this. But we've got the links here. We got some of the suits. This suit looks absolutely awesome. Actually, one of my favorites.
Suit, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Some rocks, obviously. We got this thing, which I have no idea what this is. The inside of the ship, maybe, that looks like a battle board. Maybe this is PvP.
I could tell you.
Maybe this is the PvP arena, because it kind of looks like a dojo. Some people on Leaks discussion had some funny memes they posted. Definitely worth checking out. This looks sick. This is kind of what I imagine the esports arena sort of thing is going to take shape as. It's no MCG, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just Aussie jokes. This Mozart looks pretty cute. I like him.
He's just running through them.
The scattergun approach. I don't love the unrendered like videos. Like I like watching the videos and stuff, but like I'd rather just wait until they're rendered. I don't get what the flower thing is. Is that supposed to be a skin? Has that always been there, or am I crazy?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's always been there, but it's just all like flat the way it's laid out now.
That's really funny.
In this thing. But yeah.
This looks absolutely awesome. This feels a lot more alive. Is that because it has the grass is different?
I think the grass is different also, but they were adjusting the lighting just in general. The whole thing with Abyssal Basin was that it was quite dark, and like the lights just weren't. It was like too much, right? Like it was too much in some areas, too little in some areas. So they're adjusting all of this. I haven't tested this out yet, but I think that change is going to be very, very welcome for sure.
This looks a lot more like out of a movie. You know what I mean? Like
it looks like it's out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It looks like it's from it looks cinematic rather than before. It looked a lot more like a video game. And I'm all here for it. It's still like their art style, but it's really, really captivating for sure. All right, we've got another shot here. So it doesn't look as good. The far away shot looked a bit better. I still love it. I think it looks great.
I think
these balls are throwing me.
Yeah, it's pretty low poly right now. You can see it pretty clearly.
Yeah, it's not a 4K render, I suppose. And maybe that's just Discord.
Yeah, this is sick. Like, did you watch the showcase?
Yeah, but I watched it quite passively. I didn't really catch it too much.
Right. Did you hear what they said about this?
I remember hearing them talk about it, but I forgot what they said.
Yeah, so this is meant to be like the this is Soka's garden, right? In Crimson Waste, and they're supposed to get rid of the fog, and like Crimson Waste is meant to be desolate and dead, and this is meant to be where they have life. So this is actually meant to be a flourishing area with grass and like clean water. So it's still acid, but it's like fixing it back up into the space. So it's I think this is gonna look really, really sick once it's done. It's gonna be like you're gonna be super desolate, red, fog, dust everywhere you go here, and it's going to be super, super clean.
Yeah, I'm glad they're upgrading them. I mean, as long as they're focusing on PvP, I couldn't care less. But
they are.
It'll be exciting to see the facelift.
Yeah. And like Crimson Waste was never actually done. Like it still needed to be improved. So that's definitely happening. And then PvP is definitely in the works. I won't lie, I saw a bit of it before this. Exciting times.
Yeah, tease us more. Jesus. Oh crap, that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like this shot. Was that plan always there? I don't think it was.
I'm sure it was.
Probably.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but someone's going through all this and set dressing it. So
yeah, but like always, they're doing really great with the grand scale type thing. Like, look how small Arlen is here, and all the plant life and everything is so large. It's very Avatar. Avatar, I feel, did that really well, where they put them on this planet, and just everything was so big. Now the people were big, which was actually pretty nice. Like humans were like half the size of avatars, and they produced that scale, and then they threw them into the Avatar world, and just everything felt so grand. I feel like Illuvium's doing that really well. Not enough games take that to the right level sometimes.
Yeah.
Even Jedi Survivor, things didn't feel that big at times. But it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's jump on to the next one. Illuvitar's Wave 2 sale parameters have been approved by the IMC. Like, this technically hasn't closed yet. This is still active. But at the moment, all 5 have approved it. That includes Kieran, I suppose. So that's Kieran, Annie, Caveman, JP, and Blichter. I almost didn't skip that.
So let me have a look real quick. So tier 4 is at 2.8. Tier 3 is at 11. That's nice. Still 50% for tier 1. I mean, yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah, the big change is tier 3. And the hope here is that, at least in mega discs, you'll have a split between tier 2s and tier 3s a lot more often. And in standard discs, you'll also have a much better chance of getting your T2 and your T3. It'll just make it feel much more well-rounded. And then T4 and T5 are really similar rarities. It might seem like they got a bit of a bump, but it's actually not that crazy, considering the mega threshold went up and the distribution of Illuvitars is a bit different in this wave. So it won't feel that crazy different for the higher end, but it'll be different enough that you'll definitely feel it. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a great mix.
Very happy with that. And even with the pricing now, like, because look, the drop rates and the changes with pricing opens up the product a lot in regards to what we can do with it marketing wise, the direction that we want to go with that. So I'm really, really excited. Personally, I was just always going to get standard discs because you get more accessories that way for the dollar value. But now with increased odds, I'm like, oh, damn, I could do that. And then if I really just want to collect, like close out the collection, I might go a little bit hard on mega discs because, again, the rates are improved. Like, it's this new drop rates and especially with the price, it's like, oh, damn, it seems viable to do that now. So I think this opens it up a lot to a lot of people.
The other thing is that I'll definitely be going more for standard discs. But I'll definitely be getting a lot of megas towards the end. But for content reasons, standard discs are just way easier. And I'm excited for the overall sale. I really like a lot of the things in the sale too, but I'm not too sold on accessories. So I'll have probably a pretty even split, but not forgetting that there are the individual goals, like in Wave 1. So depending on what they look like, it might mean more standard discs need to be bought. All right, so the other thing is mega disc power threshold goes up to 1450. This helps balance it a bit.
Awesome.
With the increase in odds, megas just got weaker and weaker. If you know how the math works, I'm not going to go over it crazy now, but basically the stronger everything gets, the weaker mega gets in relation to standard disc. So this had to go up. It all works really well. Perry's shown us all the data.
Dude, I used to be pissed opening a mega disc and getting like a good background or a hollow atlas. Is like, bro, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. That is not the rare. So I think 1450 is cool. I think that really makes sense now.
So the other thing is the alpha sale. It is now 24 hours and unlimited. I have no idea how hard people are going to go for this, if at all. But the prices are now 2x for a standard and 3x for a mega. So a mega sits at about $100, just over, I believe. Monthly raffles, I don't even know. Pricing, the ratio has gone from 1 to 5 to 1 to 6, which all makes sense. And now its standard is $6, mega is $36, alpha standard $12, and alpha mega $108. It is worth keeping in mind that these are based on a $2,000 Ethereum. It's kind of hard to peg it to ETH and not to ETH and that sort of stuff. But Wave 1 pricing was based around $2,000 Ethereum, so it made sense we did the same here, which means it'll actually be a little bit less than this stuff. It's like $5.50 for a standard maybe, and like $32 for a mega. And that would go up if ETH goes up, I suppose. But it is a little bit cheaper than this, so that's worth considering.
Yo, I'm realizing, I don't know, like, I don't know if I should say this or not. Like, scroll up a bit for the pricing. Firstly, what are your thoughts on the pricing before I say what I want to say?
I don't want to talk about this, man. I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it? All right, cool. I saw you trying to skip it. Dude, I've just realized this is not financial advice. I'm just thinking about it now. I'm coming up to this conclusion right now as we speak. The alpha standards, they're looking mighty tasty, you know. $12? $12, and you might get, like, again, alphas of wave 2. That's, yo, I'm down for that. I'm down.
I don't care about alphas at all.
I mean, the collector
if they have an alpha stamp. You know what I mean?
Dude, I don't give a shit about the alpha stamp, the physical stamp. I don't give a shit about that. It's more like, again, if you get that Ramfire, and I know it's not Ramfire in Wave 2, but if you get that hollow Mephisto from a standard disc and it's an alpha, bro, that's fucking like, it's just showing off. It is just showing off. But that's what it is for me. It's like, damn, that would be pretty cool. So I think I will go pretty, not hard on the alpha standards, but I'll definitely partake.
Oh, I'll definitely get some. If they were like a 3 or a 4x, I definitely wouldn't have. But at this price, they're pretty juicy. The alpha mega, I think, is priced out a bit for me. I just can't justify that when I can get like 100 megas. Actually, I don't have enough ETH for that, but you get the idea. I can get a lot of megas instead of alpha megas, and just be able to complete more of my collection. Really, that's really
exactly. My whole thing is I want to collect. Like, I really genuinely want to collect. I didn't flip anything from the first wave. I just collected.
Yeah, I think I'm still missing Geyser. I might grab one later today, but then it's just Ramfire. So
off the secondary,
I'm getting there. Yeah.
Dude, how much is Squizzes off the secondary?
They're not too bad, like 30 or 40, maybe.
Oh, really?
They might be cheaper.
Yo, I'm going to look at it right now.
Hollow Squizzes are pretty expensive.
Yeah, of course. But I want to get a demonic Squizz, bro. Demonic Squizz is going to be mad. Demonic Squizz.
Oh, yeah, they're expensive. They're like half an ETH, maybe. I can't remember.
God damn.
They're expensive. They're a lot. I considered it, but I'm like, I can't do it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Ascendant Arena rule structure revision for equitable participation. That is a long-winded title. They really should have cut that down. Anyways, I made a video about this. Really good reception to it. Everyone in my comments was like, yep, this is a good change. This was necessary. So I'm glad to see the community kind of already had this on their mind. I was already speaking about this long before. I got many old videos where I'm like, I wish this happens eventually. And I think it would be a good idea. I didn't know if we were going to go for it. I mean, it's not too bad either way. I definitely think it's a great change. But basically, short of it is, firstly, they're adding in the rotating deck. So there'll be like rotating free alluvials that people can play in PvP, but they're not going to be like ramfires and shit, because that would like kind of kill the entire ecosystem, and you won't be able to keep them or anything either. There won't be NFTs. And the other thing is that you can no longer use a Ramfy as a Ramfire in the Ascendant mode. Previously, you could use Stage 1 Alluvials as a Stage 3 just for ranked mode. But now they're making it so that you need to actually catch the Stage 3. The only downside I can see to this is if pricing remains static, then it might be really expensive to kind of build your deck. But that's not set in stone, right? So it might cost you 10 cents to go into the overworld. Even if it takes you 100 runs to get Ramfire, that's $10. So it's really not a big deal. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Cool. Yo, Crystal with the 10. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Crystal. I really appreciate it.
Yo,
I'll definitely go on Crystal's stash. You watch.
Did Stash hit? Did he reply?
He did reply to the tweet. He sent me like his form thing I have to fill out. So I filled that out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, let me know when you should have just asked me. I would have said.
I know. I thought it'd be a funny tweet.
yeah, fair.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, dude. I think this is great. By the way, Demonic Squiz floor price is $250. Kill me now.
There you go.
That's like with
that's not too bad.
That's the shittest background as well. The first one with like a solid background is like $500. Like, god damn, bro.
Those really liquid ones jump up in floor on like 3 to 4 Illuvitars. It's crazy.
But yeah, no, this is a great change. I think I feel like we responded to this already, but if we didn't, it's a great change. I think it makes complete sense. It adds demand into actually going and capturing what you want and actually playing the game and all of that. So yeah, I don't see any downside to this, especially with the rotating decks. I think that's makes complete sense.
Yeah, it looks like it's been approved. It's still active, but it's more or less approved with 4 approvals, and Kieran is yet to vote on this one. He did vote on the other one, though, and this one came out afterwards. That's kind of funny. All right. What is my favorite alluvial? Probably Scoriox. After that, maybe Hetty. It's just the lizard's too cute. All right, let's jump on to the next one. This is a really important one. Now, I will be building some videos and things around this, so if you miss it here, don't worry about it. But as per discussion above and pin message in ZP, pin message, a 0-point transducer will be required to mint. They haven't finalized what level it will need to be. In the original game design, it was 4. I had someone tell me recently it doesn't actually go to 4, it only goes to 3. So I don't know what the deal with that is. But this might require too many resources for lower tiers. For reference, to get it to level 3, it's like 10 million silicon and like 100 krypton or some crap.
Damn.
So there's a good chance it's going to be a low level because they want to make sure that it's achievable for everyone. But it will be used. Now, that's not 100% guaranteed, but the point of testing the beta is testing all the features. And in the real game, which I didn't realize, is the 0-point transducer is how you mint the blueprints. You take them, you give them to the transducer, and it mints them for you on the blockchain. So that is a part of the flow. And just go start building it if you've got all your blueprints. Don't get left behind. Get to level 2, maybe. You'll probably be safe. I don't have anything more to say on that one.
I did not know that, and I will definitely go and do that.
Yes, that's why I brought it here.
Yeah. I think that we should make it a little. I think level 3 is fine with like the 10 million and stuff. You reckon it should be so like readily available? I think like the part of it is to
in the main game, it being level 3 or level 4, I couldn't care less. Make it whatever makes sense for the game, balancing wise and stuff. Level 4 sounds great to me. I think that's a good idea.
But you think in the alpha make it easier?
Not necessarily. The problem is the time window. If they make an official announcement on how to do the blueprint minting 1 week before the thing goes live, then that's an issue. But if they make an announcement exactly how it's going to work, like 3 months in advance, then make it whatever you want. You got plenty of time to do it, right?
Yeah. I feel you. And I wouldn't even mind just being like, oh yeah, alpha, where we're going to make it a bit easier for you guys. But once the game starts, we put it up to 4. Yeah, cool. Because I think it shouldn't be easy. I think it should be like one of those things that, you work towards.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of announcing. Since they hadn't announced it up to this point, making it easier makes sense, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page and everyone has a fair shot. If it was well-known knowledge like 3 months ago, it wouldn't matter at all, right? And it's achievable on a tier 1. It's not fun, but it's achievable. All right, the Illuvium Showcase happened this week. Season 2 is back. I thought it wasn't going to happen anymore, but I guess it's back. I don't know how many more episodes we're going to get, but it was a great watch. This animation is my favorite in the entire Illuvium universe. I like it when he licks his eye. Does he do it in this one?
Does he lick his eye, or is that Flish? Flish licks his eye.
Oh, that might be Flish. All right, well, I love this guy. He's adorable. I've had lizards all over my property all the time. We haven't seen them in a long time, but when I was younger, I used to chase them around the property. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, this is cool, man. It was cool to see that. I feel like Kieran, I'll answer this question. Kieran mentioned Blast. It's when you finish a fight in a PvP or finish a round. Whoever is the winner of that round shoots a blast at the opposing drone to take away some of their health. So it's just like emotes and not emotes, sorry, cosmetics for blasts. Like you can have the Doka punches or the Ramfire wings. I just made that up. I don't know if that's a real thing, but yes, that is what a blast is. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like you watched the showcase, I feel like. Dude, I just want PvP to come out. Look, I'm not going to say anything. Like, I just want PvP to come out. I feel like we need a shift in energy. I feel like it's very like everyone's just working incredibly hard. I'll say that.
Yeah, there's only 2 things I really like about Showcase. The first one is Grant's commentary on things. I don't think it interests everyone, but me personally, I love learning about the craft and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite things in the world is learning about that sort of stuff. So hearing Grant talk about and explain how it all works and stuff is one of the favorite things in the world to me. The only other thing is a new leak. I do get a bit upset when Grant leaks absolutely everything and doesn't leave one thing for the showcase. Like I just wanted to leave one little thing that we haven't seen yet. And I would absolutely love that. Cool or not cool, I don't really care. Just anything. But sometimes lately it's been feeling like everything in the showcase was already in Discord, which isn't a bad thing. I want them in Discord too. But I wouldn't even mind if they did the showcase first and then dropped all those leaks in the Discord. That'd be cool with me too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool to have like an exclusive on the showcase to give a purpose for the showcase, like an extra incentive. But yeah, PvP September, I mean, September is in Q3. That is correct.
So September seems likely since it's the end of Q3, but you never know. All right. These facts are why I'm bullish on Illuvium.io. There's this weird dude called TS Taran that made a thread. Do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, this guy is a genius, man. No, it was just, dude, there's been a lot of like I don't tweet that much. I kind of just whack. But there's been a lot of just ignorant comments that have been made, and just like non-factual comments that have been made where it's like, oh, no one likes TFT or no one likes auto battlers, and I try my best to always be objective. Straight facts. Am I a fan of auto battlers? No, I am not. But would I say that it's not popular? No, I would not, because that's just wrong. Like, and I'm able to take away my subjective opinion to the truth. And I think I've just seen so many times where it's just like, oh, auto battlers are bad, or like no one likes them, they're boring, this and that. I'm like, yo, you don't need to like it to just look at it factually. And then I saw Viper put a tweet up about, because I've done all this research before. This is essentially my thesis on why Illuvium is going to do well. And I saw Viper put out a tweet about in June, the second most watched English streamer was Soju, K3 Soju, who is the number 1 TFT streamer. So I was like, man, he was the second most viewed English streamer in the full month. The second most watched English streamer was a TFT streamer. And I saw that and I was like, man, that's just one part of this equation. Let me lay it all. I've never laid it all out like this before. So I was like, I have an AMAs and stuff, but again, you might forget points here and there as you're just speaking. So with this, I'm like, let me lay it all out. And I was just like, all right, this is all the research that I've done and I'm doing consistently. So let me lay it all out. And yeah, I don't know, like if you want me to go through this, I can go through it all. But yeah, like at the top, I talk about how TFT is the 17th most viewed game out of 100,000 games on Twitch based on watch hours in the last 365 days. And if you look at it year on year, it's always moving up. I think it started at like 21 and went to 20 to 18, 19, 18, and now 17. It's consistently grown over time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's super, super cool. And then the next fact was there were 198 unique broadcasters streaming TFT. And the point of that was that, again, in the last 365 days, the point of that, again, shows that there are gamers, 198K streamers. So they're not just playing the game, they're streaming the game. That's not including all the other people just playing the game for the sake of playing the game. Not every player is a broadcaster. Maybe they create content on YouTube, on Twitter, or on so many other platforms as well. This is just Twitch. What, like 200,000 broadcasters on Twitch alone is insane. So I was like, again, this game has a lot of opportunity, or this genre has a lot of opportunity for streaming, for content. The next thing was there's this whole thing about, oh man, it's the streamers and the content, it's also top heavy, which always is the case. Like you look at it, the top 5 channels get 56% of the total watch hours. And people think there's just a massive drop down after that. Oh, if you're looking past top 50, you're wasting your time. And it's just factually not true. Like you can see there, they've got 241 million, 0.5 million watch hours in the last 365 days. If we look at just targeting just the 100, 101st, and 250th channels, who are, I'm sure, more than willing to try out a new game in the genre and not asking for much as they are in that bracket, that's 4.8 million watch hours. And that's just between that 101 to 250. You can go down to 300. And I'm telling you, the drop isn't that drastic. I've done the research. It's not that drastic. 4.8 million watch hours is absolutely massive. So that was another point that I was like, I just want to really get across. Over here, again, there's people like, oh man, we should just make an FPS. We should just make a MOBA. Like that's the next game we should make. And they don't understand that there's no competitor to the auto battler genre. There's auto chess, which isn't even popping like that anymore. It's just TFT. There's just one game that we're trying to take market share from. Some people might say that, yo, guys, that's a monopoly. It's going to be hard to take it. I look at that as less competition. And the thing is, a lot of TFT players are fed up with TFT. A lot of creators I know don't make money from TFT. So there's a lot of opportunity to take that away from them. And like I said, even if we take a small percentage, which I think is in the next thing, but it says here, again, the FPS thing. I hate that. Honestly, that bugs me out. And look, I wish Shrapnel all the best. I wish all of these FPS games all the best. But they're going up against Fortnite, Call of Duty, Valorant, Apex, Battlefield. These are massive IPs. You are going to try and come in and take attention away from more than 1, 5, 6, 7 IPs. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Like that's so like improbable. That's what I'll say. It's very improbable. So I was like, I just wanted to showcase again the top 5 of these games FPS. If you want to try and tackle that, go ahead. But I think that's more unlikely than it is just tackling one competitor, which makes sense.
And Minecraft, you can't compete with that. Like Hunger Games, Minecraft is the FPS.
Right. Yeah. And then the next thing again is where I say like the Teamfight Tactics has 33 million players, monthly players. This is sourced by them. Obviously, we don't know the accuracy of those numbers, but I'm going to assume that as a publicly traded company with Epic, they can't fake those numbers like that.
It is mobile. It is mobile friendly, so that sounds right.
It is mobile friendly as well. That's another variable to take into consideration. And again, I know Kieran, and he's like, yo, we're going to beat TFT, which he rightly should believe that, as this is his baby. This is his comfort. Like, this is his project that he's developing. So he should have that kind of mindset. And I'm like, yo, look, I'm not going to do that as this is a public thing that I'm saying. I'm going to be rather conservative. And I was like, yo, a 10% take of the market share, look, some people might still say that's very high up in the sky. I'm like, look, I think that's doable. I think that's achievable. That was the point. And that results in 3.3 million players, which is more than Axie. I believe Axie had 2.7 in the next thing, in the peak of Feb 2022, had 2.7. So if we can get 10%, that's 3.3. Even if we get 5%, that's still 1.6, 1.7 million players. Like, that's nothing to scoff at. And we're only going to go up over time as well. So, yeah, that's kind of, those were my points. And I think if you keep going down, is there anything else? That was the Axie thing. Yeah, that was the Axie thing. We can go down after
I can't
that.
believe it had so many players. It was like top 10 game for a bit or some crap. Like
It was nuts.
Daily plat. It was crazy.
It was nuts. And to this day, like, it's still got about 300 to 400,000 monthly active players, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and then I talk about how TFT is the only game in the genre, really, again, and it's an 8-player kind of round battle system, and it has a lot of RNG, whereas this is an alternative version of an auto battler, like breaking it down and saying that it's similar to a TCG, but also having the auto battler 1v1 is more competitive. There's still a little bit of RNG with the legendary augments and things like that, but it's very much more skill based rather than RNG based. So it's a much more competitive version of an auto battler. And then I talk about, I took that one. And then I did this thing about the just the graphics. I had to mention the graphics, but there was no like, it didn't mean anything. It's just people like shiny things. That's it.
Well, I think this does speak a lot. I think IP is a big one here. League of Legends, the only reason it did well at all is because they did really good world building and really good IP building from the beginning with League of Legends. It's the other reason Dota did well, but to be fair, Dota just used the characters from World of Warcraft. I think they're just the Warcraft lore, right? But League of Legends did really well to build their IP from the ground up. It's also the reason TFT did so well is because they used the same characters, although they didn't really get to use the lore as much. And they've got an MMO and stuff coming out later too. But I think if Illuvium didn't have an interesting and like, it's just a fascinating IP. It's something that people will get intrigued by. If they didn't have anything like that, then there's no way that they could compete at all. But since they do, it might not happen instantly. But over time, if people fall in love with the IP and that allows them to stay within the ecosystem, it's going to make a big difference in Illuvium's success.
There are ways that we can do this. Like, there are ways to build out the to market the IP. But yes, so anyway, and that was pretty much it. And I was like, in conclusion, PFP is coming out, open beta. I'm pretty excited about what's the future of this is going to be. And then again, I brought in the bonus fact that Viper put in. But yeah, that was pretty much my main thesis. And I didn't mention Overworld. It was my thesis about the auto battler and arena, and why I'm bullish on that. So super excited. Yo, hit up. Yeah, Sam kind of brought up a good point. Click on Kieran's Twitter. I think he just had a couple of tweets. We can go check.
Yeah, this is the latest one. All right.
Yeah, he had another one before this as well.
You want to go to the other one first?
Yeah, go to the old one first. So it's in. We understand like the thought process of his brain.
I think that's the one, right?
Is that the one?
Yeah, it has to be this one.
Yep. Oh, we're going to talk about Star Atlas?
No, we weren't going to talk about that today.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, okay, so milestones ahead for safety pool filled. Yep, I agree. Wave 2 is, man, we are very excited for Wave 2. Again, we talked about the pricing already, but like what I said, with the new pricing and the new direction of it, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I think the marketing is going to open up a lot of doors.
Yeah, I think it's prime for marketing now. So the marketing team's already got a lot of their own stuff in the works, but whenever they need us to give them a hand as well, we will be there for sure. And
speaking of, I need to follow up with JP. Yeah, I need to follow up with JP about something. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah.
Right. RevDiz is a thing. Yeah, dude, we've missed out on RevDiz for a while now, and it's kind of like, I think people forgot that it existed. So I think switching that back on is going to be cool. PvP beta, like I said, I physically just saw where PvP was before this. Exciting times. What else do we have? PvP showcase by League of Legends TFT pros. Yep. Again, that's all the stuff that I'm working on. Arena, yeah, perfect. Arena Overworld 0 launch. I'm assuming that means open beta. Skins, blast, battle boards. Yep, all of that becomes real. Target first million players. Buckle up. Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm excited about it. Let us know in chat. There's like 17 of you guys here. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys agree, disagree? What do you see flawed with that tweet?
Let's read this one. It's like I've seen the light again. An hour ago, something activated in my head. Here we go. When VCs witness the power of Web3 game, seizing Web2 market share, torrential flow of funds, like the legendary floods of Babylon, the gates of investment will swing wide open. Oh, God. All right. 2021 was monumental for crypto gaming. Mark my words, what's on the horizon will make it pale in comparison. No more investing in potential. This time, it's about the tangible reality. Real players will infiltrate our domain, and those voracious investors will want their piece of the action. He can feel it in his bones, and he can barely contain his excitement. I will say that the Axie Infinity was a weird one, and I kind of like how it was a weird one, where it's a really shit game. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's relatively boring. But just this whole can of worms getting opened was enough to drag enough people that just like video games to give it a shot, which is insane in itself. Like, the promise of money is one thing, but there's not enough money to make someone like not skeptical on that, right? I mean, most people would have had to know this is going to come down eventually. But I just think that's interesting. And if that can of worms does get open again, Illuvium is going to be the obvious choice for so many people.
Yeah, and I'm excited because obviously with the next bull, because there will be, with crypto, what is going to be the sector? Like, DeFi's had this thing. Is it going to be NFT artwork again? Like, it doesn't seem. It seems like gaming is in prime position. I think, again, what Kieran is saying is 100% true.
Gaming is such an onboarding tool, which I think is really cool. With your finances, there's no reason for someone to not use their bank.
Yeah. And I think, again, like back in the previous bull run, it was very much speculation. Again, what Kieran said about potential this, potential that. Once we have and we saw it with Axie, and yes, Axie was pure extraction with the play to earn thing, but they had a playable game, and there was value that players were getting out of it. Yes, it was extracting the value, but having a game that's fun and they have like it's playable, I think is going to hold a lot of weight in the next bull run, especially. Again, once people start to realize like, what Red Biz looks like and everything like that, it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy exciting. It's very, very exciting. All right.
Yeah, real quick. Sam is saying real world assets, game fish. I think he means GameFi, SocialFi, but no, but doubt it. The new narratives. Yeah, I think the next thing is going to be GameFi. Like, I think it's just going to be. Well, I don't even like that word, but just Web3 gaming, right? I think that's really going to be the thing that takes off the next run. Like, there's nothing that and this is just me, there's nothing I'm personally seeing that's building right now that's like, oh damn, this is really going to be the next thing. I think AI right now, my opinion is that AI is going through the exact same thing that GameFi went through in 2001, where everyone's like, yo, this is going to happen next year. Like, we're expecting all these big things next year, whereas I think they're too early. It's going to take the same as us. It took us about 3 years to get there, to mature. I think they're in that infancy stage, and I think it's going to take about 3 years to mature in the AI space as well. Maybe a little bit quicker, maybe 2, but I still think we're very early on the AI thing as well. That's just my opinion.
That being said, the AI integration into gaming is the coolest feature for it, for sure. Can't wait to have NPCs that like actually react to what you're saying and maybe even behave based on what you're saying, even as scary as that could be. All right, so we've got 2 topics left.
Yep. Do you want to just touch on what Crystal was asking? Does the new Twitter branding affect crypto in the new future? No.
A lot of people have a theory that he's going to make Doge the payment system and all that sort of stuff. I have no idea, but I think it is confirmed that the reason he's rebranding it, or at least one of the main reasons, is he's trying to build Twitter into more than just, he's trying to build WeChat, right?
WeChat for the West.
That's going to involve some sort of payment system and that sort of stuff. And he likes freedom of speech. So crypto is going to be a part of that in some way. I don't know if it's going to be Dogecoin. I don't know how he's going to do it. But something's going to be there, right?
I am very bullish on X. Like people that are just shitting on it, I think it's just one of those changes thing. But no, it's definitely Weibo is like the Chinese Facebook. WeChat is the Chinese everything. So no, I'm really excited for it, and I think again being in China and seeing how effective it is, and obviously the West has a different culture to China, so it's not going to be the exact same. But it's dude, it's crazy. I was talking to my brother. He's asking me to do something with like a bank card or something, and how I can spend it or something like that. And I was just like, dude, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know if I can use my card. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, you can't use your card? It's like, dude, I haven't used a card in 10 years. Like, I don't know where. He's like, can't you just go buy like groceries? I was like, I don't think so. And it's just that ingrained in our culture, like in the culture over here, that it's just, dude, I don't carry a wallet. I leave my house and just have my phone. Everything is on my phone. It's just WeChat, everything. And he was just like, where do we go and do like the stuff? And I was like, dude, it's crazy. So I see the value in it. I genuinely see the value in it. Again, like, dude, topping up your phone credit, you don't need to go to a separate app. It's on WeChat. If you want to order a taxi, it's on WeChat. If you want to order food, it's on WeChat. If you want a dating app, it's on WeChat. Everything.
Wait, what? Wait,
dude, I'm not
dating
not
app,
even
seriously?
dude, I'm not even playing. Yeah, everything that you need is on the one app. So it's like it's pretty nuts. So I think the opportunity for X is nuts if played correctly.
Yeah, for sure, Zoe. I really agree. Definitely.
Hey,
Zoe
yo,
says that it's not a crypto game, it's just a game with real world value, which is exactly how I'd put it. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
And I will say, again, people say shit about China. It's honestly, it's a great place to, like, again, if it was shit, I wouldn't be here for 10 years. Like, life in China is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, everything would be so cheap there, right? Because you guys actually produce shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, nuts.
Funny that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we got one last thing here before we talk about the Gala game stuff. And Scrubs has put forward a proposal. Forgot to upvote that, my bad. Basically a self-evaluation system for the council, which I think is a really great idea. Basically, all the council members 2 times during the epoch, I guess at the halfway point at the end, would evaluate each other. It'll all be as anonymous as we can get it. If the community wants it to not be anonymous, then they would have to comment that in here and stuff. But this proposal so far, I believe, has anonymity in it. And yeah, that's basically it. That means that during the next election cycles and stuff, the community will be able to see how they performed on the council, essentially, based on evaluation of themselves and of their peers. So I think it's going to be really cool stuff.
Yeah, cool. I didn't read this. I support this idea, just the basis of it, but I don't know the details of it. I think it's good. Yeah, no, that's actually incorrect. And that's what it's just funny, man. I see so many people that say, oh, what it's like over here, and they have no idea. Like the whole social credit system, everything. I was like, dude, that's just nuts. Not what happens. And it's like,
probably
you're not allowed to say this.
It probably also depends on where you are in China, but I figured like for the most part.
For the most, dude, it's fine. Even like people that like, oh, you can't say things against the party and shit. You can, like, you 100% can. There are. It's what I've realized is China is very similar to Dubai. It's like the quality of life for the average human being is incredibly good, but there are consequences that come with that. There are downsides. Like you can't just there are things that you can't do. Yes, but overall, most people play within the lines anyway. So again, unless like you're a fucking revolutionary or some shit, it's not really going to affect you.
I saw some things recently about how low crime is in Dubai. I thought, yeah, great. I mean, if you punish people properly, you know what I mean?
It's the same in China. That's dude, I lost my passport. Dude, check this out. Tell me this could ever happen in Australia. Fucking tell me about this. I lost my passport on a train. It dropped out of my pocket on a train. And I didn't realize till I got off the train, and like it was a while. It went pretty much the whole country. Apparently, I called the trainer and I was like, "Yo, this is the seat that I was on," and they were like, "Oh, we couldn't find anything." I called him again. I was like, "Yo, this is the seat that I was on." Apparently, the person after me that had taken that seat had a child. The child picked up my passport, started playing with it. The grandmother found out that it was a passport, gave it to the person that works on the train. They held onto the passport and sent it. They sent it back to me. Halfway across the country, send it back to me. Bro, that's a passport. Imagine, dude, if I lost that, I would need to get my birth certificate sent over here and do it would have been a headache and a half. Dude, it's so convenient. Life is so convenient and safe here. Like, imagine, dude, if you lost your passport in Australia, you're not getting that back. No chance.
No, we're not too bad. I've lost a lot of stuff on public transport and been pretty good.
I mean, shit. Even in a taxi and an Uber, like, dude, that's, yeah, I don't know. But again, I've been here 10 years.
It's not too bad. I don't think we're as safe as some other places in the world, but we live pretty good life in Oz, to be honest.
Yeah, Australia's great. But yeah, dude, I walk around the city and shit like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, get some water and stuff. Legitimately, no stress at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the misconceptions are just misconceptions.
All right, the last one here is from On-Chain Gaming and a falling out with Gala Games. Now, I don't have any opinions on On-Chain Gaming. I don't really have any on Gala Games, but do you know what happened?
Roughly. Look, this is my job, so I'm not going to be shit talking anyone, or doing anything crazy. I'll try to remain as objective as possible. Apparently, I don't know, something happened with a video that he made, I think, talking about tokens, and the legal team wasn't comfortable with it. Due to that, they claim they ended up closing off their agreement, their partnership that they had. That was step one, and then I think step two was Jake played their play test with multiple accounts where his brother and friends were using them, and Gala banned them all, so they couldn't extract the value they got out of it, because multi-accounting was against the rules. So Jake is claiming that he wasn't multi-accounting. He paid for the NFTs and gave them to his brothers and friends to play for him. They disagree with that. They say, no, you were multi-accounting, so no. So that's as far as I know. And then they just took it public, essentially.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Also, he was getting 240 grand a year. Wish I was getting that to 2 YouTube videos.
Yeah. Look, I mean, dude, the influencer space in crypto is nuts, especially in the bull market. I was actually having a conversation with Andrew about this a couple of days ago, and we were just like, man, even today, to be completely honest, even today, the numbers are absurd. Like, the numbers that we are hearing are absurd, and it's just, and I'll tell you now, it's absurd now, and it was about 10x this in the bull market. So it's absurd. If I'm using descriptive words like absurd now, and I'm saying it was 10x before, like, there's no word for it. There was just no word for it. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, so here's my takeaway. The multi-accounting thing is what I want to focus on. It's the only thing I really care about here. It's true they had terms of service, and I guess he probably broke them or whatever by trying to multi-account and extract all that value and stuff. I, much like on-chain gaming by the sounds of it, believe in decentralization and things like that. If you have X amount of NFTs should be able to extract value. Who cares how many people are playing them? It should not matter. Now, this is how Miranda structured their game. Good for them. They can do that. I will never play it. I think it's dumb. I don't agree with it, and so I will never play it. I think that was the difference, is on-chain gaming either didn't understand or didn't know or whatever. That's most likely. But that's what he believes in as well. If it's a decentralized game, it's a decentralized game. He did it sounds like he did kind of try to skirt around the rules. I don't know. But, I mean, if it was given to his brother and stuff, then that sounds fine to me too, to be honest. But This is just the sort of game I won't play, and I don't really believe this in general, because the only reason you need to make a rule like that is if your game can't sustain decentralization, right? This is Axie Infinity all over again. If Axie Infinity was like, okay, everything's getting blown up, now all the top players, we're not going to let you pull money out. We're just going to stop you from pulling money out so that we don't crash and burn. No, the problem is that you built a system that can crash and burn. You got to fix that. Don't try to don't start making bullshit rules. You know what I mean? So I don't like this approach to crypto gaming, generally speaking. But if they want to, that's their prerogative. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, and look, I'm with Zoe's comment about all these guys getting paid. They should, and I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid. Like, creators should get paid, but I think there are ways that we need to really understand this. I think there was way too much capital just in the industry at that time, and it was just, again, for a lot of people, it was their chance to get a bag, and I don't blame them. Like, get the bag, but. And Scoriox, you've known me since I started the content stuff, and I feel like I've been pretty consistent with my messaging of I'm not in it for the bag. Like, reputation means a lot more than short-term cash. And I think, I mean, you can vouch that I've been pretty consistent on that. And I've said this to influencers as well, where I'm like, yo, if you're not getting 100,000 views monthly, don't even consider monetizing or asking for sponsorships. And again, I'm a bit extreme because I get people like, yo, I want to make money. But I'm like, if you don't have a community that really backs you like that, you're not adding value like that, dude, get better. Like, don't be looking to try and monetize unless you're getting 100,000 views per month. And do that 3 months consistently, and then start playing around with those things.
It's really funny because I think it's such a catch-22. Like, for me personally, if I wasn't making videos about something that interested me or I cared about, such as Illuvium, obviously, then I would burn out like that. I would burn out so damn fast. You have no idea. Like, if someone did come to me and was like, okay, I'll give you like 100K for a year to just make videos about our game the best you can. And if I didn't enjoy that game, if I took that deal, I might be sitting pretty for a year, but I'm sure as hell going to be burnt out, and I'm never going to want to touch YouTube again. It's just that simple.
I disagree. Like, I'm just telling you now, once you see that money coming in, dude, that's like, dude, it's good money. Like, why would you, again, like, dude, you go to a job that you don't like, and now you get to just chill out and make videos, and you're going to say, no, people will.
Yeah, but I'll be making videos for someone else. The reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to work for myself and have my own, like.
But at some point, you're going to need to take a sponsorship
agency.
But at some point, you're going to need to monetize.
But I was talking about a specific case where it would dominate my content feed, right? Where I would have to make videos about X for an entire year. I couldn't do that. Whereas it was make some videos or add a sponsored role or an ad or whatever in video. And that's different entirely.
And this is why specifically, and I credit Russ, the rapper, for this. I learned a lot about business and negotiation from him. This is why you build something, you build a catalog before you go out. Again, I use like the rapper designer with Panda. Like, yo, if you make one big song and then start cashing out, they own you. You have no leverage. If you're getting 100,000 views a month consecutively, dude, you have the leverage. If they say you can only cover us, no, I don't need you. I can go somewhere else where I get my terms. You dictate your terms, which is what people don't understand. They're trying to like monetize too quickly and lose their leverage, which is it's an act of desperation, and you can smell it. You can smell it in negotiations. You can smell it around. It's just not what you want to be doing. So keep that in mind. Like, if you want to do content, do it for the sake of, and like, work 2 jobs. That's what I was doing when I was doing content. I was working 2 jobs and then content. Like, I was making money outside of content. Don't make money from content. Build it up and then monetize it later. And the thing, look, I'm not going to say anything specific to Jake because I have nothing against him at all. I don't know him that well, but just the industry is small, and I don't think this is a thing targeted to him. It's more just an observation, but the industry is small, and for someone that went so hard, like if you go so hard and have had a working relationship with a company, and when that ends, like there's a bitter taste, especially publicly. It definitely affects future collaborations. So look, I want him to win. I have no hard feelings towards him at all. I really want him to win. I just hope that he that this resolves itself in a positive way. Like, I don't know what else I can. Yeah, it's just yeah, and I mean, I don't know, man. The numbers coming out publicly, I don't know how I feel about that.
What is this comment about Pigaxi?
Oh, I don't know. Did Sam shield Pigaxi? I don't know. That was
No idea.
I don't know. Yeah,
I didn't know he did.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I saw that coming, but at the same time, I saw it early enough. I probably could have made a profit on that, and I didn't.
Yeah,
that was silly.
Look, and that's again, like, dude, we were talking about this the other day, but like Oscar Matt with what he's doing with the Harry Potter thing, dude. Once you learn how to do this, it's not hard, man. Like, it's really not hard. You kind of see what's coming up. You play the game. You play the algorithm. It's really not hard to do it properly. But again, when the short-term bag comes in, you take the bag. So
I definitely think time is an advantage. Like, you're right, it wouldn't be that hard to do it all over again with a new and upcoming game, given I enjoyed it, obviously. But time does play a big role. Like, if I was able to do it full time on a new and upcoming game or whatever that's going to blow up, I would have no problem at all, because I would do like 2-3 videos a day and high quality videos. I could probably smash that for like a week or two and get to like whatever, be the biggest creator in that space. Pretty confidently from everything I've learned, at least. But
dude, you can wake up early, man. Like, yeah, I don't know about that, man. I'm not gonna comment on that. But dude, you can do what Vulcan does, man. Like, really, like, wake up at 5 o'clock, record, edit. He doesn't even edit, but you could record a couple of videos, even if you are working full time. Like, it is pretty crazy. But yeah.
They're still talking about DJ Sam.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're taking the piss.
No, I'm pretty sure she's being serious. He or she is being serious, and Sam is into the chat. So yeah, look, I don't know. I knew he did stuff with Axie, but he covered. I wouldn't say he did stuff with that. He covered Axie, but that's genuinely the most that I know about it. But yeah,
I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah. No, I have no clue. But
Crazy.
Yeah, cool.
All
that's
right.
the thing with Gala. Yes. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to touch Star Atlas. Yeah, we're not going to touch Star Atlas.
No. I think everything that's been said has been said. I don't think any of us have bad blood towards Star Atlas.
I want them to win, man. I want them to win.
Yeah,
I think it's
we want everyone in Web 3 to succeed. That's what we want.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing these things about their Sage game. I'm eager to learn more. I still have no idea what it is, like barely. It looks interesting, and their community is pretty hyped over it. So I definitely want to learn more, but I don't know much about that. Okay, so have a good one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know there was a lot of rambling here and a lot of off topic and other conversations, but I hope you guys learned something, kept up to date with Illuvium, and everything is just around the corner. Wave 2 is not far away. PvP is not far away. It's going to get interesting. Let's just put it that way.
Agreed. All right. Appreciate you guys, man.
See ya.